Fala aí, galera, como vocês estão? Espero que todo mundo esteja aí bem, suave, na paz, daquele jeito de sempre que eu falo aí pra vocês. Tô aqui hoje com um convidado muito especial, David, meu vizinho. Ele é lá dos Estados Unidos, veio pra cá já tem um bom tempo. Enfim, é um cara bem bacana, foda, com muita história pra contar, tem um trabalho bacana aí também. E é isso, a gente vai estar batendo um papo daquele jeito nosso lá de sempre. Espero que vocês gostem. So, David, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing all right, man. It's a beautifully awesome Sunday with nice, clear but a little hazy skies, but the visual is quite amazing, sir.
Yeah, it's always the best, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself a little bit, like who is David, like tell me.
Okay. Well, my name is David. I'm from San Diego, California. I've been living here in Vidigal for about 9.5 years. This February coming up in 2021 will be my 10-year milestone here in the Comunidade. It's been quite the ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's been quite the experience, I should say.
I can imagine.
I've seen all kinds of everything. Seen this Comunidade go through phases of growth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just amazing. And also my life here in Brazil as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an English teacher. I teach English. Also, I'm an English language coach. I coach executives such as CFOs, directors, and people in business in functioning in an English-speaking world.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that really exciting. You know what I mean? It's really an amazing ride. It's like I've met some amazing people, that I probably would have never met. Like, I have a client right now that's a CFO in a major company. It's like I never thought in the world I'd be coaching a CFO.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just amazing who you run into in this career.
Mm-hmm.
And I love and adore Brazil. I really do. I think Brazil has an amazing future as long as there's people in Brasilia that will let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
That'll progressively let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe in this country's future. I believe in this country's future as far as opportunities, as far as international involvement. Possibly becoming a first world economy, because Brazil has that opportunity. It has that availability to it. As long as there's people that are are pulling the strings of power, I should say, would let it happen. It's like that's the whole thing. I think that's what's really holding this country back from its progress, because there's people that just want they just want to do their own agenda. You know what I mean?
Everything for themselves, and like fuck the rest, fuck the future. Like they just think now and like about themselves. It's like really stupid.
Yeah, and it's like I look at such a beautiful country, and I look at such beautiful people, and such amazing people, like yourself, my friend. You're from Brazil. You're a Brazilian. You're a native Brazilian, and you're one of the few. You know what I mean? So I really look at these people, and I have such a love for the Brazilian people. I really do. I have such a passion and such an admiration in my heart and in my soul. For these people, and I just hope the best for this country's future.
Yeah.
Because this country really is a huge country. I mean, it takes up almost all of South America with just like little dots of little countries around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you got to look at its immense size. You know what I mean? It's like how come Brazil can't use that for its advantages?
Yeah.
I mean, I am a lover of nature. I really am. I love the floresta, and I love the greenery, and I love the opportunity of living in it, and everything like that. And but it's like, but then again, we need to think about getting on another subject. But we need to start thinking about the power grid. You know what I mean? How is that going to sustain itself? You know, because you got to look at it like this: 2050, oil is going to be probably 80 to 90%, 80 to 90% at kaput. And you got to look at coal by 2080.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be completely overly mined. You know, to where there's going to be big pockets in the earth. Eventually, someday, it's going to be an earthquake. You know, so it's.
Yeah, we're fucking up the whole world. It's like the planet like needs help, you know, and like also the water shit, like water, like it worries me a lot, you know, the situation, because like, and Brazil's the country with most like water, so like we need to start thinking about the future. It's true, like about what we're doing, how we're going to like change the situation and shit. It's like crazy.
It's like, I'll be honest with you, brother, and I'll be honest with everybody out there in this video land. You know, I'm 58 years old. I turned 58 a couple weeks ago. And it's like, as far as I'm concerned, it's no longer my world. You know what I mean? It's your world. You know, it's your age bracket's world. All right? It's no longer my world, so I'm not working towards what's going to satisfy me. Because I'm working towards what's going to satisfy you and your generation. How I can help your generation take power and take control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how my generation can leave behind an environment that I can be proud of to pass on to your generation. You know what I mean? And to the next generation after you. You know what I mean? Because every generation, in my point of view, every generation should be working not for their generation, but for the next generation beyond them. You know, because that's how you're going to perpetuate the progressive movement and always keeping a sustainable future. By each generation not working for that generation, but working for the next.
Wow, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It makes a lot of sense.
You know, because why? Because that's how you're going to perpetuate progressive policies and progressive living and sustainable living at that. I mean, look at this sun right here. You know, this sun right here has harnessed some of the most amazing power that we can think of in solar energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have a lot of opportunity here in Brazil to actually exploit solar energy and wind energy up the Central Corridor. I've studied a lot of geography in Brazil, and I've studied a lot of the country's geography as well, and where solar farms and wind farms can really establish a sustainable environment and energy source for tens of thousands of homes around the areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's incredibly stupid. Excuse me, people, if you're one of those people that are supporting this type of policies and things, but it's really dumb that we can't sit there and go, you know what? Why do we want to exist on oil and gas when that's gonna exacerbate itself, and not only exacerbate itself, but also never to be replenished, because it's unsensible, because it takes thousands of years for coal to make itself, and it takes thousands of years for oil to be created. You know what I mean? So, so you know, just you know, we can't travel at warp speed into the future and just say, okay, well, heck with all the past.
Sure.
But we have to think about sustainability, man. You know what I mean? And we have sun, we have wind, we have everything we need here in Brazil. And the next thing is to tackle is the desempregadores, all the unemployed people that are here in Brazil by the millions. And it's like, I can't understand why these people can't figure out, well, what do we do here? We want to transition from oil and gas to renewable energy sources. So what do we do? All right, so this is what we do. We go, okay, listen, we're gonna reach deep in our country's pocket, and deep, and we're gonna go around to like the United States and these first world economies and say, hey, listen, we screwed up. We made a mistake. We're trying to rectify our environmental policies, and also be able to arrive on the world stage in renewable energy sources. So this is what we want to do. We want to start doing solar projects, wind projects, and sustainable projects around Brazil, and especially the Amazonas, especially the Amazon forest. That needs to be protected at all costs.
Yeah, for real.
You know, at all costs. Because there's only three. Listen, there's only three rainforests in the world. That's Brazil, North Africa, and India. Okay, those three are the lungs of the earth. The lungs, that's our lungs of this earth. That's what gives us oxygen to breathe. Not only that, but you have to look at it like this too. That it gives a plant life, vegetation, that is made into medications. That heal many diseases. So at all costs, we need to protect those three. We need to protect the one here in Brazil, because not only it has a lot of that, but it also has indigenous people that rely on that land to live, their tribal ships to survive. We don't need to force them into the future or force them into our beliefs, you know what I mean? Or force them into our lifestyles.
Yeah.
By kicking them out of their own environment.
Yeah, it's
and that's
really
exactly
fucked
what
up.
we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what
Burning,
I mean?
killing, like destroying. It's like, it's really fucked up, man. The whole situation's like really sad. We need to figure out ways to like improve the situation, like to change. But it's really complicated, like everywhere. I think like the whole system, you know, it's like built to like fuck things up. It looks like that to me. I don't know. It's really fucked up. It's crazy.
Yeah, so, you know, in my belief, you know, I just hope that we just have a real, you know, reckoning here, and we all think about what we need to do to protect our environment, protect our resources, protect our very places we live.
Yeah. But people, I don't know, like, they've been kind of like awakening. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, people are really like, they're starting to be against shit because they're seeing how much shit is happening, I guess. I'm not sure. Like, things are like in our face all the time right now, you know? Like, everything's so wrong, like, with how humans treat each other, like, how we treat nature, how everything is happening, man. It's like really like explosive, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I hope it changes, like, for real.
Well, honestly, from my point of view, I have very, 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 very good faith in Brazil and very good faith in its future. I really do. I believe in it 100%. Because, you know, there are, even though there's certain factors that may slow things down, but Brazil is going to be a very good country. Brazil already is a great country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? I'm an American, okay, and I'm really proud to live here in Brazil. I'm really proud to be here. I'm really proud to have people like yourself as a friend. Very proud of all of everyone that I know, and I love them all dearly. And I'm a big fan of Brazil. I really am. It's like if I had my phone up here, I would show you my what do they call it, my screenshot or whatever, the widget that's on my picture. It's of the American flag and of the Brazilian flag, and they're both blended together. And this is what I really hope for someday. I hope for a very strong, you know, American and Brazilian partnership, because I believe that would be a strong partnership, a very strong united front, you know, for things. And I think it'll really be amazing, because, you know, you got to look at Brazil, you got to look at its size, and it's just an amazing country, man.
Yeah.
You know, I love Brazil, I love Brazilians, and I really do hope the best for this country and the people, because, you know, everyone needs to have a really great life, and without worry, and without protest, without violence, without all of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone needs and deserves like a good, peaceful life, to just like,
Right.
it's like our basic right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We just don't want to live, man.
Yeah.
We just don't want to live. And, just got to have those people that are, setting the policies and everything like that to agree. And that, but anyway, I have such faith and belief in Brazil for its future. 100%, man, 100%.
Me too. I do too. Like, about everywhere actually. Like, I think humanity, like, we are going to develop. It's like the only thing we can do, like go forward.
Right.
So yeah.
I got absolutely zero negative thoughts. All my thoughts are so positive. 100%. You know what I mean? Positive about my life. Positive about my life here in Brazil. Positive about the success of this country. Positive about my success here. Positive about I'm just I guess I can say that having all of this around the ocean, the islands, the nature behind us, and being able to get up in the morning and have a cup of coffee and look at lush vegetation around you, and getting up at 5:30 in the morning to watch the sunrise, or coming out and sitting on the lodge, watching the sunset. I got the best of both worlds here. And it's like, you have to look at the little simple things like that, as to, how beautiful your life is.
Sure, yeah.
And I think it's something that, something that's, it's one of the most beautiful things about Brazil and living here. Is that you recognize that. And you see those little simple things that just make life just beautiful.
Yeah. It's truly a blessing. I feel blessed every day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. I'm like thankful. I feel blessed. And it's good. And it's like when you start thinking like this, like the people around you, like they are the same, like
Right.
you attract the same kind of like energy.
Right.
So it's like really good. It's like something that gives you a lot of like power, like it kind of like powers you up. I don't know.
Right.
It's like you get really like pumped up, maybe. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really good. Really, really good.
And and I really, and the one thing I do want to say from my heart, my friend, is I really do appreciate our friendship. That we have,
me too, man.
It's been pretty nice to,
yeah.
To have somebody here that speaks English.
Yeah, the same, because I can practice my English all the time with you, so it's like really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but that's not the only reason.
Yeah.
Like, you're a really cool cat, man.
Yeah,
You really are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and, I appreciate this opportunity to have been able to talk to Videoland out there about me and my experiences.
Sure, man, yeah.
And, the other thing I got to say is that, always think positive, always have love and peace in your heart, and treat each other as you would be able to be treated, and just love people around you. You know what I mean? Give people hugs from time to time. You know what I mean? Let the people know that you're very dear to them. You know what I mean? And think optimistic. Go for your goals. Go for your make your milestones in your life. And always pursue the future.
Yeah.
And because we all have to progress toward the future, right? And we all have to live together, right? So why don't we love one another? And I want to say this to Videoland. I love and adore each one of you. I really do. And even though I don't know you or anything like that, but I love and adore each of you. And there's nothing in this world that I wouldn't that I could say is always think positive, think optimistic, and have peace and love in your heart, and always let people know, no matter who they are, just how special they are.
It's true, man. This guy is amazing. I really like you, David. Like, for real. Esse cara é foda, gente, muito foda mesmo. You want me to put your contacts like for classes and shit, like if someone is interested maybe, or like
Well, I'd rather keep that
private.
private.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So man, thank you
Right
so
on, man.
much, like for
That's
real.
okay.
Gente, espero que vocês curtam aí minha primeira entrevista em inglês com esse cara incrível aqui. É um prazer estar com ele. O grande David, um ícone. E é isso, espero que vocês curtam aí, gostem, sintam as palavras dele. E é isso, gente, tamo junto, valeu.
Legal, gente.
Paz e amor, né?
Paz e amor sempre.
Valeu.